Welcome back, guys. This is the software introduction video to our new Vertigo NXT product. I decided to videotape this in portrait mode so it's easier for you to see all three screens at once. The software is exactly the same as the Ultra VP software, our flagship virtual pinball machine. You will have your pinball tables at the top. You can get in there and experience playing over 2,200 different virtual pinball tables. The arcade games at the bottom here, as you can see, is going to give you over 900 arcade games. It's basically the Coin Ops Vertical Deluxe 2025 edition that's currently running on this. Music video jukebox is around 3,600 music videos that you can play. The way this is going to play is you're going to see it on the top screen. The videos will be displayed up here. So this is going to be where the music videos play, and then this is going to be your main screen where you get to select all the different songs. You have an option in the music video jukebox section to create your own playlists now, so that's also new. Last but not least, you have your how-to manual section here at the bottom. Jumping from one category to the next is super easy with your side flippers. So as you can see how I can just jump around by using the flipper buttons. And then you have here at the bottom, you can see you have your fire button. So when you're selecting a category, you just push that fire button, that will launch it. So I'm going to go ahead and launch the pinball tables right now. There you go. So we're inside the pin-up popper menu system for pinball tables. So what you see here is you have a variety of different categories. The important part is that this is a 4K monitor, not like the old Vertigo that was at 1080p. So it's much sharper than the old Vertigo. Another thing that's super important is to understand that you can add and remove favorites. This is your favorites category right here. How to do that is explained in a how-to video manual that we have on the main menu. The next section over is VR. So if you have a VR headset, you can actually connect that to the PC. We support the MetaQuest headsets, the 3, the 3S, and the 2. The random category here that you see is going to allow you to play random games. So if you don't know what to try out of those 2,200 tables, just push this, go in with your fire button, and it will give you 4 selections, which change all the time, of course, right? Your most played, it will keep track of what you play. So this is the category to go into. Recently played, it will also keep track of what has been recently played instead of most played. Pinball FX3 and Pinball FX2 are in here. So about 120 some tables. Your future pinball emulator is here with about, I would say, around 20 to 30 tables. We keep that around because there are some tables that are unique to future pinball, even though this emulator is no longer being developed. Visual pinball is where the majority of your tables will be. That's also known as the VPX emulator. This is where virtual pinball lives these days, and it's really super cool. All sorts of tables available here. Then you have a decades category we have introduced here, meaning if you're interested in playing the older tables, you're more into the electromechanical EM tables, you can go to the 70s and 60s. If you're more into the modern machines, you can go 2000s and 2010 era. So this is all available to you here. If you are more inclined to playing tables by manufacturer, we also have that for you here. Mods means modded tables. In other words, we're looking at tables that have been modified by certain people. So this is where you would find those. Then you have JP Salas's collection. We are talking about a guy that he probably doesn't even sleep. I mean, it's amazing what he puts out in terms of tables and improvements. So he deserved his own category, and we put him in here. Same with VPin Workshop, another group of guys that are cooperating and creating amazingly accurate reproductions of pinball tables out there. I'll show you here in a second. The adult section is password protected, so your kids can't get in there. You can also remove it completely if you prefer. These are all tables that are either too gory, or inappropriate for kids. They're in here. Then you have your non-flipper games, so things like bowling lanes and things of that nature that do not use flippers. They're all in here. Playlists. If you go in this category, you just push your fire button. There you go. You will have things like your kids' tables all in one place. TV tables, meaning TV. Simpsons would be one of the tables that would be in there. So this is pretty cool. All your sports-related tables are right here. NFL and so on. Sci-fi related tables, so anything sci-fi related, Star Trek, Star Wars, you would find in here. Racing tables, like Getaway and High Speed. Original means those are community created tables, so those don't exist as a mechanical pinball machine. Like Harry Potter, for example, is in here and is very different from the mechanical machine that was recently released, but it's super cool and beautiful. Then we have music tables here, so you have everything that's music related in one category. Movies, like Matrix, things like Lord of the Rings, all of that would be in this category here. Horror, again, anything that's in this category would be password protected as well, and this would have, your Nightmare on Elm Street, your Freddy, all of these horror-related tables are in here. Last but not least, you have kids' tables in another category. So to go back, you just go back on the Go Back button, push, and it takes you back. A category that I recommend everybody should play first is the highly recommended category. There are about 360 of the very best tables in here. Let me actually give you a quick run down on that. There you go. So you have 24. Also, very well recreated, EM tables. This is a table that doesn't exist as a mechanical. That's what I call a community original. Xenon. Absolutely gorgeous. The amount of tables you can play here, and a lot of them are very well recreated, and they get better and better every time as time passes, is what I meant to say. X-Men here, see how you have two different versions of the table. One looks like this, and the other one is the same, but from a previous version. The X-Files, Rumble. One of my favorite tables right here. World Poker Tour. This is the same table, but with a different theme applied to it, the Joker theme. This is one of my very favorite tables right here. Super well made. World Cup Soccer by VPW. In other words, VPin Workshop, like I mentioned. This is version 1.2, and it looks gorgeous. More EMs. Wizard of Oz. Willy Wonka. Whodunit. Whitewater. Another version. Oh no, sorry, that was Whirlwind. That was not Whitewater. Here, let me go back and I can show you. So this is Whirlwind right here. This is the Wheel of Fortune table. Walking Dead. And remember, this machine, the Vertigo NXT, will have surround sound speakers at the top and here at the bottom, so you can really hear the ball move up and down, left and right, and drain. It also has 8 solenoids to give you the force feedback you need for these bumpers, for the slingshots down at the bottom here. So all of this is force feedback haptically activated, unlike the previous Vertigo product from VPcabs. These are Walking Dead tables that I think are absolutely gorgeous. Now I'm only showing you the preview screens here, so we're not in the tables yet. So none of these beacons are going to go off when we're in preview mode, right? It's only when you load the tables that you get the LEDs on the back glowing and so on. So here we go. You can see how the LEDs are actually changing colors vaguely, because I don't have it completely against the wall, but you can kind of tell as I go from one table to the other that these strips are actually on. Here we go. That's a another table that was made by an original. Something very unique called Vector Pinball. Here's Twister. Twilight Zone. There you go. Two different versions. Truck Stop. Tron Neon. The regular Tron table, one of my very favorites here. I wish I owned that as a mechanical, but this is really well done and plays really well on this product and on our Ultra VP. Another version of it. This is the VPW version, VPin Workshop. Transporter. Transformers. Total Nuclear Annihilation. Very cool table, very modern. Two different versions here. Torpedo. Top Gun. Tom and Jerry. Yeah. Time. Theater of Magic. Tommy. Matrix. Terminator. This is Terminator 3. Then here comes Terminator 2. And this is Teed Off. Taxi. Another version of Taxi. Of Arabian Nights, one of my very favorite tables here. Two different versions. Tales of the Crypt. Again, two different versions. Three different versions. This is a Pinball FX table. It's called Sword of Fury. Superman table. And the Justice League. Super Mario. Street Fighter. Stranger Things is here. That's a great table. Then you have Strange Science here. Starship Troopers by the VPW group again. Stargate by VPW. Bad Batch, Star Wars table. Another Star Wars table. Yep, absolutely gorgeous. This is a future pinball table. Look at this. Very cool. This is the actual mechanical Data East machine from 1992. Alright, now this is one of my very favorite tables. This is the Star Trek The Next Generation VPW version. You have to play this, it's great. Different versions of it. One with Pup Packs videos playing at the top, the other one not. This right here is the newer of the two Star Trek mechanical machines, recreated in Virtual Pinball. The older one by Data East from 1991. SpongeBob SquarePants, version 2.1 of that table. Spider-Man 1, and a second version right here. Gorgeous Bali machine from 1981. Space Station. As you can see, ton and ton of tables. I'm only showing you a little bit of it here. I mean, there are 360 some tables on here. South Park, absolutely worth playing. I would. Sopranos, great table, beautiful. Sonic, look at this. What a gorgeous table. All right, The Simpsons, different versions of that machine. That was the first one they made. Then they had the This was then the Pinball Party version. That's an absolute banger of a table. Different versions of it. Shrek, of course, here. I mean, you literally get to play the entire history of pinball on this one unit. It's fantastic. So for those of you that have real mechanical pinball machines, this is still relevant because you can now play tables you may not own, right? That are playing exactly the same way as the mechanical machine. This one uses the same firmware code as the original. Safecracker, same with that. Look at that, Rolling Stones. Alright guys, I'm going to go and switch back into the main category so I can show you some more of that. So the way to get back out is super easy. You just hit your exit button one more time. And that gets you back to where we were on the main menu, top level. If you use your left flipper, you can continue going to the next category. That's the top 100. That's based on the Pinside website, where people are voting for what are the best mechanical machines. So that's in here. If you want to go straight to a table by alphabet, you use the A through Z category. You just hit this, and then it asks you which letter do you want, and it will take you there. So I'm going to go back. Recently added, meaning this is everything that was recently added in this new version of the software. Something I wanted as a side note, some reviewers out there with ulterior motives, because they're selling their own version of the software for our machines, have been degrading and talking poorly about this new 3.1 version. Don't trust what you hear and see, because they, first of all, didn't install it correctly, and of course we have now 3.1, not 3.0 version of the software, which is much improved and works just fine. Don't forget that whoever is out there touting their own software does that at a much higher cost than the software that we sell, which is not endorsed and not appreciated by the virtual pinball community. All right, let's continue here. Recently added, that's of course everything that was added to the 3.1 version. Then we have all games again. If you click on that, you'll see that it's going to say 2,132 tables here in that section. So really, really cool. A ton of different tables here. It's just like the other one, but this is basically all the tables versus, you know, a selection of highly recommended tables. So I'm going to go hit exit one more time, jump back out. So that's the what you can expect from the actual pin-up popper virtual pinball section of our machine. Now let me jump back out into the main menu. All right, let's get back out. So as you can see, it jumps us right back in here. So the next area that is useful and you should see in terms of software is the arcade game section. So I'm going to go use my right flipper to go down to that. I highlight it, I hit fire, and here we go. So this thing is going to bring up the games, the 900 plus games that we have on here, right? So you can use your left joystick to go up and down. If you go up, you can go from console games to vertical games and then horizontal games. Those are the three categories. Each category at the bottom tells you how many games it has. This is game 60 out of 81. If you go to the vertical section here, I'm in game 23 out of 229. And if you go to the horizontal games, that's the one that has the most game. This one is game 591 out of 615. So in total, around 900 games. You can see that we are utilizing the top monitor to display the marquee twice. I mean, you have the marquee, of course, on the main screen, but then you have it also on the top. Getting into one of these games is super easy. You just... let's say I'm going to go and I want to load this game. Going sideways, by the way, as you can see here, left and right, you see all the different games that come up. Bagman. There you go. So that's also super easy. If you want to go letter to letter, you can use your MagnaSave button for that. You see how you can go up. And with the opposite one, it would go down. So if you're looking for just by character, alphabetically, you can do that here. So here we go, horizontal games as well, beautiful. It's all here for you. So let me go into vertical. Time Pilot is one of my favorites, so I'm going to go and load this. You just use your fire button for that. And here we go. Here's your Time Pilot. Now you can play one player or two players here. You can add coins on the player 1 side, but you can also add coins on the player 2 side. And if you hit 2 players, you see how it started a 2-player game here. Super easy. But it's going to this particular machine only had 1 joystick, so you're going to be playing it from here, right? So that was a really good game. I really loved it. Exiting is super easy. You just hit the exit button and it gets back in here. All right, so that's kind of where we are. Now this also allows you to add and remove favorites. When you add a favorite, you're going to end up seeing that category. I believe I already have some. Let me see. No favorites in this particular version of the software, but adding it is super easy. Let's see if I just did this correctly and I may actually have something. Yeah, try it again. There we go. Here's the faves. So I just added 1990 to 41 to this, just one game right now, and you can remove it. All of that is explained in the how to use videos, of course, but right now the best thing for me to do is jump out and show you the rest. So I'm going to hit the main exit button and it's going to go right back into the main menu. So now that we're back in the main menu, we're going to go and look at the music videos section. There we go. In here you can see we have launch jukebox and the different playlists that you can create. I'm going to just launch the jukebox. Hit fire. There you go. I'm going to increase the sound a little. It has a really good sound system with a subwoofer. So this is going to be playing the video itself. And you can see how you can go up and down with your flipper buttons to different. Now you can let that play and it's going to literally shuffle. Or you can create your own playlists and then it's going to only play the songs that you've put into those playlists. How to put them in playlists, how to add and remove songs, it's all in the help videos section. So I'm going to jump out. There we go. And if I use this, I'm going to go back to main menu. Let me go down to the how-to manuals that I was just referring to. These are all different how-to videos. I'm going to actually zoom in so you can see them. There you go. So the first one says introduction. So if you just received your machine, watch this. If you want to play quickly and you want to make sure that, okay, hold on, I'm going to go do it with the opposite side here. So you can go to quick start video. It will explain to you how to do this correctly. And without having to watch the entire how-to manual, you can actually get playing right away. Hardware overview, just in more detail what's inside of the machine. The how to use manual, much recommended. You have to watch this in its entirety. Yes, it's a long video, but it's going to really allow you to utilize this machine and enjoy it at the max. Adding, removing tables. We're talking about pinball tables here. This is just a general guide on how that's done if you want to become a hobbyist. Same with the songs. If you want to add additional songs into the jukebox and remove some, this is the video for you. How to connect the VR headset to the machine. There we go. How is to adjust sound settings on the machine for optimization. If you have any problems with this machine, how to troubleshoot, as well as how to contact support. So that takes care of the software. I'm going to go back to the main menu. Thanks for watching, guys. This machine is, as you can see, gorgeous and built to last. 4K monitor. We've been in business for 13-14 years now, and this is the new Vertigo NXT. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, reach out to us via email at sales@RecRoomWorld.com or 614-208-7780.